And when they saw him afar off, even before he came near unto them, they conspired against him to slay him. And they said to one another, Behold, this dreamer cometh. Come now, therefore.
Listen to this.
Come now.
Hang on. When they saw him afar off, before he came to them, they conspired against him. Can you imagine? They looked off into the distance and they saw that coat of many colors beginning to appear. And they knew they were in trouble. And they said, look at that. How did he find us and know them? Oh, we're in trouble now. He's going to go back and tell Dad everything that we've done. One looked and said, I hate that coat. The other said, yeah, I hate that coat too. The other said, I hate the fellow wearing the coat. They all began to agree, yes, we hate the fellow wearing the coat. I hate him so much, I could just knock him in the head. Yeah, I could knock him in the head too. Tell you what, I hate him so much, I could knock him in the head so hard it would kill him. Yeah, let's kill him. And they hated their brother so bad, they became so jealous of him, and so bitter. They said, we're going to kill our brother. Read the next verse. Verse 19.
And they said to one another, Behold, this dreamer cometh. Come now, therefore, and let us slay him, and cast him into some pit, and we will say, Some evil being hath devoured him, and we shall see what will become of his dream.
Read on.
And Reuben heard it, and he delivered them out of their hands, and said, Let us not kill him. And Reuben said unto them, Shed no blood, but cast him into this pit that is in the wilderness, and lay no hand upon him, that he might rid him out of their hands, to deliver him to his father again.
All right, now, Reuben, he was the oldest son. And he said, no, we can't kill our brother, but let's throw him in here. And Reuben had intentions. I'm going to deliver him out of the pit, and I'm going to bring him safely back to Dad. You see, because Reuben had messed up with Dad. And you'll have to study up on that to find out why Reuben had messed up with Dad. But Reuben had messed up with Dad. And Reuben was trying to get back into good graces with Dad. He was going to deliver him safely back into Dad's hands. And then it was going to be Joseph and Reuben, not just Joseph. He had a good plan, but his plan backfired on him. Read on.
And it came to pass when Joseph was come unto his brethren, that they stripped Joseph out of his coat of many colors that was on him. And they took him and cast him into a pit, and the pit was empty, there was no water in it. And they sat down to eat bread, and they lifted up their eyes and looked, and behold, a company of Ishmaelites came from.
All right, hang on, stop right there. They took him, they stripped him of his coat of many colors. They roughed him up a little bit, probably. And they threw him down into this pit. They kicked dirt on him, probably. They spit on him. They threw rocks down at him. They laughed at him. He began to beg and plead, I can imagine. Brothers! Let me out! I promise I won't tell on you. Just please let me out of this pit. He looked up and he could see those 10 little beady sets of eyes of hate and rage and anger looking down at him. And as he was looking up, he was crying for mercy. And they would give him no mercy. But what did they do? They saw Ishmaelites coming. And what did they say? Pick back up where you left off there.
A company of Ishmaelites came from Gilead, and their camels bearing spicery and balm and myrrh, going to carry it down to Egypt. And Judah said unto his brethren, What profit is it if we slay our brother and conceal his blood?
What did Judah say? I think this is neat right here. Have you ever heard the phrase, you're trying to Jew me? Anybody ever heard of that? It kind of means, you're trying to talk me down on a price or whatnot. Well, that's where this came from. Because Judah said, what profit is it if we kill him? Let's sell him. And if we sell him, we'll get rid of him and we'll make a little moolah on the side. So they pulled their brother out of the pit. Read on.
Come, let us sell him to the Ishmaelites, and let not our hand be upon him, for he is our brother and our flesh. And his brethren were content.
Read on.
Then they passed by Midianites, merchantmen, and they drew and lifted up Joseph out of the pit and sold Joseph to the Ishmaelites for 20 pieces of silver. And they brought Joseph into Egypt. And Reuben returned unto the pit, and behold, Joseph was not in the pit. And he rent his clothes.
His plan backfired on him. Read on.
And he returned unto his brethren and said, the child is not, and I, whither shall I go? And they took Joseph's coat and killed a kid of the goats and dipped the coat in the blood. And they sent the coat of many colors, and they brought it to their father and said, this have we found. Know now whether it be thy son's coat or no. And he knew it and said, it is my son's coat, and evil beasts have devoured him. Joseph was without doubt rent in pieces. Jacob rent his clothes and put sackcloth upon his loins, and mourned over his son many days. And all his sons and all his daughters rose up to comfort him, but he refused to be comforted. And he said, for I will go down into the grave to my son mourning. Thus his father wept for him. And the Midianites sold him into Egypt to Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh, and captain of the guard.
They take him, they strip him of his coat of many colors. They throw him into a pit. They ridicule him, they scorn him. His own flesh and blood. They betray him. They won't show him any mercy or any kindness. The brothers that are supposed to protect him and keep him from harm and keep him from danger and love him, they betray him. His own blood betrayed him and sold him to the Midianites, merchantmen, which took him down to Egypt. No doubt they put him on an auction block. They stripped him of his clothes. They humiliated him. They inspected him like he were some animal. And then they began to bid upon him. And a man by the name of Potiphar bought him, who was captain of the guard, a very prominent man in Egypt. But think about Joseph. How humiliated was he? How betrayed was he? If anybody had a right to cry, woe is me, I think Joseph did. If anybody had a right to get bitter, I think Joseph did. If anybody had a right to crawl into their corner of defeat, their dark little corner of defeat and self-pity and depression, I would think Joseph had a right. If anybody had a right to cry out to God and say, why me, God? I think Joseph did. Would you agree?
Right.
But there was something about Joseph that made him special. Let's look into it and see if we can figure it out. Chapter 39, verse 1. And Joseph was brought down to Egypt, and Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh, captain of the guard, an Egyptian, bought him of the hands of the Ishmaelites, which had brought him down thither. And the Lord was with Joseph, and he was a prosperous man. Did you hear that? God was with Joseph, and he became a prosperous man. And he was in the house of his master, the Egyptian. Now,